This was a cause that really touched so many people, and that it really helped them. You know, we were helping people, helping doctors fund their research to find a cure, as well as patients. This is a really important time in our life that we have to make a difference. My name is Randy Ksar, and I am a volunteer with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's a 10-year anniversary of me starting with team and training and volunteering for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I was nominated to be the Man of the Year for the Silicon Valley Monterey Bay chapter. I've done over 20 seasons with team and training. I've run the Maui Marathon 4 times. I've run Victoria Marathon the first time. Run the Rome Marathon a couple times, and the Portland Marathon, and the Austin Marathon. I remember most people were like, "You're doing what?" Most people didn't really believe that I could do it. You know, my first marathon was in Victoria, in Canada. I started off with one of my honorees, Lindsay, and she was a cancer survivor. And she was right there with me at the start, and I thought, what better way to start this than with her? It definitely was an eye-opening that what I did was pretty amazing and special. You know, I was doing it for all the right reasons and not for myself. Halfway through the season, we met a doctor at one of our events called Cause for Celebration, and it showed me really where the research dollars were going and how a doctor could actually use those research dollars to fund the next generation of drugs and that could cure someone. One gentleman, Ron Preston, he told us a story about how he was a survivor and his son was on the team. And it was really heartbreaking, but also know that he was alive and that because of the research that was done from previous seasons, from the funds that were given by previous seasons. So that was kind of my first interaction with someone that actually had cancer, and it was really kind of eye-opening, and I thought that I knew that this was a story that I had to tell. I had to bring awareness to the cause. It was pretty amazing how many people it touched. I was kind of floored, and it started kind of the emotional connection. During the first few months and throughout the whole season, we met other cancer survivors that were there. They were telling us their story. They came to our track workout. One person that's been dear to my heart, that was Erica Ariando, who went to high school with me. And met with her when we were doing mountain biking in 2003. She passed away about 3 or 4 years after that, and it really was really tough. I went to a memorial service, went to a funeral, and that was one of the first times I've ever been to one, and it's just it's really hard to really think about it and to know that that still happens to this day. You know, it wasn't just a one-time occurrence. It happens to a lot of people. We're fundraising for, of course, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, but 2 specific people, the Boy and the Girl of the Year. The Boy of the Year is Matthew Mingus, and the Girl of the Year is Marissa Schaefer. I found out from Kat Mingus, the mom. We were training about 4 or 5 years ago, and I remember her on her first day. She was training with the team in training, and I stopped and walked with her on her first run, and she was telling me about what she was doing, what she was training for. About 3 or 4 years later, she came back to the team and told me her son was one of the honorees, and so he was diagnosed. And so it was a really small world of how someone who started off training and who was doing an amazing thing and volunteering for a nonprofit that she didn't have a connection to, all of a sudden had a connection to. I know Matthew Mingus and the Mingus family, and I've really seen how cancer can affect the family and how it can affect the child. He's going through some tough times right now. I remember one time when we went to his birthday party, just seeing him and kind of the pain that he was in when he was walking. He was doing fine with everything else, but just he couldn't walk because he had lesions on the bottom of his feet. Leukemia and Lymphoma Society really helps find a cure as well as helps patients. These funds are 100% tax deductible, and that they go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, who gives grants to researchers, who helps patients pay for their gas bills to go to chemo treatment or to even pay for the chemo treatments. This is a really important time in our life that we have to make a difference. You know, you can either stand by and watch what is happening to people of all ages and all races that cancer is doing to them, or you can actually make a difference and help by spreading the awareness and donating to the cause.